Hello and welcome back, my fellow Kashabab. Shout out to Fred Morga, Kuya Joms TV, and Luis Rivas. Welcome back, my fellow Kashabab. Today our topic is patience is a virtue. This is very important for us lovebird enthusiasts, especially for those who are just starting to raise African lovebirds. Before we dive into the topic, for those who haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay updated on all my brand new videos. To those who are already subscribed, thank you for supporting my channel and following my informative content about raising African lovebirds. I chose the title, Patience is a Virtue, because I personally bred a pair of Persinata lovebirds and took care of them for 2.5 years before they finally bred. On their first clutch, it took a long time for them to mate. I almost lost hope with this bonded pair because they wouldn't mate even though they were fully mature. I even considered switching them to different partners, but I persevered. I provided all the complete nesting materials, and although it took several days after changing partners for them to adjust, my patience finally paid off. They successfully bred. Now let's talk about the effects and problems of forced pairing. I tried pairing a Lutino hen with a green male, split opaline, and split ino. As you can see, at first the hen stayed far away from the male, but after a few days the hen became aggressive. She started bullying the male and even pecked his feet. Good thing I noticed it immediately. The loud noise from the male lovebird was already a warning sign. That is one important sign we should never ignore, especially if we are forced pairing. There is always a risk that the hen can seriously injure or even kill the male when they are placed together in one cage without proper bonding. That's why we must always be alert and observant. Imagine if the pair you're forcing are expensive lovebirds. It would be such a waste of money and effort if it only ends up with injury or death. So please be careful. As breeders, we are responsible for their safety. Now let's talk about splayed legs, one of the most heartbreaking problems we can encounter as breeders. I experienced this with my Green Opaline, Green Opa, chick. It was from a long-awaited clutch after I patiently waited for that pair to breed. I was very excited because the chick looked healthy at first, good crop, active, and well-fed by the parents. But after about 7 to 10 days, I noticed something unusual. Instead of the legs being positioned properly under the body, the legs were spreading sideways. The chick could not stand properly. When it tried to move, it struggled and dragged its body. That was my first time encountering splayed legs in my aviary. At first, I felt worried and a little guilty. I asked myself, was the nest box too smooth? Did I put enough nesting materials? Is the bedding too flat? Did the parents accidentally sit on the chick improperly? Splayed legs usually happen because of slippery nest box flooring, lack of proper nesting materials, nutritional deficiency like calcium issues, genetics in rare cases. Since I didn't want to give up on the chick, I decided to act immediately. I separated the baby for monitoring. I added more support in the nest, soft wood shavings for better grip. Then I applied the hobble method, gently tying the legs at the correct natural position using soft material to slowly train them back into place. It was not easy. Every day I checked if circulation was okay, if the tie was not too tight, if the chick was still feeding properly. For several days I monitored closely. I prayed and hoped the legs would correct while the bones were still soft. Good thing I detected it early. After consistent care and adjustment, the legs gradually improved. The chick started positioning its feet under its body. Slowly, it learned to balance. When I finally saw it stand properly for the first time, I felt so relieved and proud. That Green Opaline grew up strong. That experience taught me something very important. Observation is very important in breeding. Not all problems are about genetics. Sometimes it's about environment and early detection. If I ignored it for just a few more days, the bones might have hardened in the wrong position, and correction would have been very difficult or impossible. So to all beginner breeders, always check your chicks daily. Make sure your nest box is not slippery. Provide enough nesting materials. Ensure your breeders get proper nutrition, especially calcium. And most importantly, act early. Breeding is not just about producing beautiful mutations like Green Opa, Lutino, or Opa Ino. It's about responsibility, because every chick's life depends on us.